facial hair. They kick ass. They groom.
Who doesn't have facial hair anymore? This is wrestling.
Yeah. Jeff, you've got designer facial hair. I mean, yours is intricate.
Yeah, from the time I grew facial hair when I was a teenager, I said, I'm going to do something funky with my face. And here I am, 35, still doing it.
And then on the other end,
it's so conventional.
This is just a man of the woods. Just lets it go.
Just don't
Pretty much, huh? Let's welcome on our panel officially. Right down here, the bearded wonder himself, Eric Young. Hold on. The biggest ass kicker in all of professional wrestling. He's Samoa Joe. He's right here, ladies and gentlemen. Returning to Explosion is Mr. Explosion himself, Mr. Challenge TV. Wow. His name is Magnus, the Mad Daddy is here. And right down here, the ME charismatic enigma. You may have heard of him. His name is Jeff Hardy. Very nice to have everybody here. Guys, I got to tell you, this is the manliest panel that we have ever had on the spin cycle. Yeah. I mean, it is
one
unbelievable.
One of these things is not like the other. Continue.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, I got to say, everybody here, according to Christy Hemme, this is an all-star panel. But this week, Christy Hemme is back, and she's going to be evaluating with the other knockouts, Chris Sabin. And we're going to see that in just a bit.
Wow. Under the knife.
I mean, he's a handsome man, Chris Sabin, right?
He is. He's a handsome devil.
Yeah. I mean, guy to guy. I mean,
high player.
If you were going to go that way, would Chris Sabin be your choice?
I noticed he grew his hair out. I noticed right away. I noticed right away.
Well, one thing that everybody talks about, and of course with Jeff Hardy, is the very cool different ways all four of you use social media. And when we think about Jeff Hardy and how you use social media, I always think about your Instagram pictures, because you started doing this well over a year ago. After every show, you put up a photo of your face paint. When did you start doing this? How did you start doing this? What's the inspiration?
A couple years ago, I did it by accident. I just painted my eyelids white, and then I kind of saw like no pupil, and I said, wow, what if I made it, painted my eyelids like there were eyes, and then I put pupils in them on a YouTube video, watched the video back, and it was really cool. This is it, it's perfect, and now here I am over 100 photos later, and it's just such a cool thing to see every Thursday night.
It is very cool. In fact, what we did...
Woo! I love art.
When we did TNA Productions, this is very cool. We went and downloaded 68 weeks worth of your photos.
Oh, wow.
And we put them together in a montage. Check this out. These are the many faces of Jeff Hardy. Look at this.
All right.
This is very cool. How much paint, how much work, how much effort. That is very, very cool. Now, that's one thing. You do Instagram, you don't do Facebook, correct?
Correct.
What is your social media outlet of choice? Let's take her for a spin. Magnus.
Well, I have two. Many of you know I'm on Twitter at Magnus Official. That is my public social media. That's my social media. That's how I bridge the gap between the fans and me. I do have a Facebook, but it's mine and it's friends and family.
So you have
only.
so many friends.
If you think you're friends with me on Facebook, you are wrong.
Wow. Yeah.
It is a
same
fake.
thing for you, Hardy, right? No Facebook.
Yeah.
Nothing. Samoa Joe, what is your social media outlet of choice?
Samoa Joe uses Twitter. Samoa Joe can be found at Samoa Joe. And furthermore, I don't do Facebook. Likes are for losers. And let's face it, like Magnus says, we're not really friends, but you can follow along.
Yeah! Wow! Oh, well, somebody quote that. Write that down, put that up in the papers. That's good stuff. Got it right. EY, social media outlet of choice.
It's a new thing. MySpace. Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like in my top 8 friends.
Are you friends with Tom?
Yeah, Tom, the guy that invented the whole thing, he talked to me.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he looks weird, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a real picture.
You'd think with so many friends he might change his profile picture.
You would think it's time to make the move.
Yeah.
I actually happened to just get a photo sent to me via MySpace of a new friend of yours.
Is that Tom? The shirt
Not
off?
Tom, but he looks a little more scaly than Tom. Check this out. Let's put it up on the screen. This is Eric Young, and it looks to be like you are in a compromising position with an alligator.
It's like that gator's in the compromise.
I'm making him humble. That's what I'm doing
You're
right now.
making him humble.
That's an 11-foot alligator that I caught on rod and reel.
Making him humble.
12 and a half. Joe,
You caught it on rod and reel?
Yeah, caught it on rod and reel in Florida at an alligator park, surrounded by alligators. Easily the scariest thing I've done on the show.
The wild jackals.
There was wild jackals everywhere. Joe was there, watching my back with a Bowie knife.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
I have a signature Bowie knife that we'll be selling at Bass Pro Shop. It's got a beard that hangs off the bottom of it. It looks like a tassel, but it's supposed to be a beard. It's a big deal.
Okay. Well, everybody loves your show. And you go on to crazy adventures, encounter crazy things.
Crazy.
Certainly, you can't be the only one on this panel that has had a strange animal encounter. I happen to remember at a ripe age of 5 years old where I was chased on my uncle's farm by Sneaky Pete the turkey. I'm telling you, true story. True story. Sneaky Pete escaped. He was cagey.
He was.
But on this day, he escaped from the cage and literally chased me around the neighborhood, pecking at my head. Wow. Guess what happened to Sneaky Pete? Dinner table, baby! Dinner table next week. Don't F with me, Sneaky Pete!
Load up the yam.
For everybody.
So, did you have a crazy encounter, or have you, with an animal Samoa Joe? Let's take our first spin.
Well, at a very young age, I was taken to Samoa to visit my relatives, and little did I know at this young, tender age of 9 years old, I would have to slaughter the meal for that evening. So, me and my cousin went out into the woods, chased down a boar, and we hacked it to death and brought it back to our family.
Yes.
Good eats. That's good eats.
Man.
This wasn't in your neighborhood in Tampa.
No.
His cat does.
No, it was back in California.
I got you. Okay.
I don't know what's crazier, that story or the fact that it didn't surprise me one.
No doubt.
Now, certainly growing up in England, you faced some different animals that we did probably growing up. What did you possibly run into? You faced and showed down.
On safari in England. It's funny you mentioned the turkey thing because when I was a kid, we had chickens. So I was kind of, I used to have to go out and get the eggs and all that kind of stuff. But we had two that would always escape. One that was aptly named Houdini, one called the Indian Runner. I don't know why it was called the Indian Runner.
They were meant to be caged.
But many a time, me and my brothers would have to run around the village, dock and represent, looking for the Indian Runner. But, okay, real quick. Alligator story. I'll just pull this up on my phone. I was playing golf 2 weeks ago. I live in Tampa, very close to my good friend Samoa Joe. I was playing golf a couple of weeks ago, and I should have hit my drive right, not left, because this is where I ended up.
Whoa, show this.
Hey, whoa.
Alligator on the course.
There you go. Got it.
No, thank you.
This guy.
Wow.
Right by the water hazard.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Stay out of the drink.
Right.
Jeff Hardy,
Next time, tee off behind the
you're a man who enjoys nature. I can only imagine. Have you had any animal encounters?
Yeah, I used to own a South African raccoon, a Quota Monday. His name was a Magi. I had him for about 3 or 4 years, and he escaped one day.
Wait. Time out. Hold the phone.
Yeah.
Stop the clock.
South.
Let's get into
You
this.
just can't throw out the African raccoon and not...
Yeah, South African raccoon,
Yes.
Quota Monday. His name was a Magi, and he escaped one day. And so I had a face-off with him, basically, and he kicked my ass. I mean, he bit me.
Come to
And,
the scratch.
and he went back in the house and left me out there laying, and my arms swelled up so big. And thank God the Epsom salt worked when I soaked it, because just infection ran all out of it.
That's,
He
that's
died a few
unlike
months.
South African raccoons to do that.
Is it? No, is it not?
That I came across.
They're very
Yeah.
docile.
Any worse than a ringman?
Wow. How about that?
Yeah.